Good evening and welcome to Biz RoundUp. I am Tamiru Nimsad and we at Art Television bring you a collection of business highlights. Let's have a look at the headlines. President launches Tropical Belt Initiative and the International Climate Change University in Dubai. Government plans a scholarship program for advanced level students. Colombo Stock Exchange introduces a sustainability reporting guide. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe unveiled the Tropical Belt Initiative aimed at addressing the challenges of global warming and securing sustainable development for nations within the tropical belt. The President made this announcement addressing the COP28 held in Dubai on Saturday.
We looked at the tropical belt because tropical belt, as you know, is really the key to global warming. How do we safeguard the tropical belt? How do we strengthen the tropical belt? There are forests to be invested, there are swamps, there are mangroves. So let's invest it, make it commercial investment, make use of the energy potential, make it one big initiative where you have a plan, you turn it out. Even the initiative itself is not one single country, but it will be looked at by the different agencies, and you have a tropical belt initiative and see how much of it can be open for commercial investment. What is left over is the issue of how do you raise the funding. How much comes from outside, how much comes from within. Well, the voters of UK who would like to save, who are not interested in saving Niger, would certainly like to put money to ensure there is no the global warming is contained in UK. Similarly, those in Finland would put money in to ensure the global warming is contained in Finland. So that's the only way that you can sell it. But in between, there are a lot of commercial investments coming in. And then this whole issue of global debt crisis all can be gone into. We had to think outside the box. That was the only way to go in, and also realize that the private sector, the private funds that will do the trick. In that sense, we put forward this proposal of the Tropical Belt Initiative.
Speaking at the event, President Ranil Wickremesinghe also officially launched the International Climate Change University, emphasizing the necessity of institutional changes following the Paris Climate Agreement. The President also highlighted the absence of alternative bodies to effectively tackle the ongoing climate crisis.
Trillions of investments will come into the tropical belt, and that will again change the economies. So this is roughly the plan that is there. We will be establishing the panel, speaking to the countries. But backing this up is already another concept, the International Climate Change University. We want to start, which will handle the capacity building and also the central research. We've already discussed with one or two countries. We are doing a joint project between Sri Lanka and Maldives will be the campus for island states, small island states. Sri Lanka we have set aside about 600 acres for this campus, but we need all the technical assistance. It will be a stakeholder university. All those who are interested, we stakeholders, and they can manage it. So we are operationalizing the ICCU, and we'll get the panels here. And in time to come, we hope that we have very positive reports from the panel. I have no doubt it will, but unless we made a break from the conventional thinking, there is no possibility of ever mobilizing the funds that are needed. And I hope this will lead the way for other initiatives in other parts of the globe. Thank you.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe presented the Climate Justice Forum, emphasizing the critical importance of addressing climate issues with a sense of justice and equity. He was joined by the former President of Maldives, Mohamed Nasheed, the Minister of Health of Uganda, Dr. Jane Ruth, and the Executive Director of the UNEP, Inger Anderson. President Wickremesinghe made this announcement at COP28 in Dubai, UAE during the last weekend.
President Wickremesinghe conveyed that the resolution of the Climate Justice Forum will be formally presented at the United Nations. The President described the CJF as an initial step to secure unwavering commitment from all parties involved in the collective effort. President Wickremesinghe underscored that the scope of contribution extends beyond the capabilities of countries alone, emphasizing the significant role private entities can play. The President also drew attention to the allocation of funds, noting that more finances are allocated for wars compared to what has been allocated for the Loss and Damages Fund. The President extended invitations to other concerned nations to join this initiative, presenting it as a viable solution to the increased threat of climate change. The President also formally requested the cooperation of esteemed organizations such as UNEP, UNDP, and the EU to engage in advancing the initiatives presented by Sri Lanka.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe has directed the commencement of a scholarship program through the President's Fund for students currently pursuing their JCE advanced level studies. The President Media Division officially made this announcement, releasing a statement recently.
The PMD announced that a meticulous plan has been devised to select 50 students from each of the 100 educational zones spanning the entirety of the island. The statement revealed that this initiative aims to furnish scholarships amounting to 6,000 rupees per month for a total of 5,000 deserving students. It said that eligibility criteria for applying for the scholarship includes being a first-time participant in the examination, passing the examination, and qualifying for advanced level studies. The PMD stated that the applicant must be a student enrolled in a government school or a non-fee levying private school. The statement also revealed that the basic eligibility criteria for application include a monthly family income not exceeding 100,000 rupees. The PMD directed that applicants should submit their applications to the principal of the school where they undertook the GCE O-level examination.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Microsoft founder Bill Gates discussed on solutions to pressing global issues and the constructive role and leadership Sri Lanka can provide for the world's tropical belt. Bill Gates is also the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. President Ranil Wickremesinghe held the strategic meeting on the sidelines of the 28th conference of the parties in Dubai on Sunday.
During the meeting, Gates undertook the extended support to help enable a strong and climate-resilient Sri Lanka. It was reported by the Presidential Media Division that the foundation is already active in Sri Lanka and will now look to deepen its engagement with the country. The PMD said that the foundation will work specifically on agriculture modernization and building data systems for agriculture, strengthening digital public infrastructure more broadly, and working to build Sri Lanka's expertise on climate and adaptation were also identified as avenues for cooperation. The President's Media Division said the discussions revolved around collaborative efforts to address global challenges and enhance Sri Lanka's pivotal role in the world's tropical belt. The collaboration also aims to strengthen digital public infrastructure and enhance Sri Lanka's expertise in climate and adaptation. President Wickremesinghe highlighted Sri Lanka's green initiatives presented at COP28, seeking the support of the BMGF in advancing these sustainable projects.
Opposition MP Dr. Harsha De Silva said that in order to alleviate the people from poverty, the country as a whole must participate and be a player in the global production network. The former minister pointed out that countries like Vietnam has been able to make significant strides in alleviating internal poverty by increasing export revenue by a substantial amount. The opposition member of parliament said this speaking at an event held in Colombo recently.
You know, a lot of the things that are made, consumer electronics, particularly high value added items, goods, are no longer made in the developed world. You know, it's in the developing world. And a lot of the production has moved to these countries. I get it, right? I still have time, right? Move to the, and it is sliced production. It's sliced production. Nobody makes any particular high value electronic good in a particular country. And, you know, vertically integrated companies actually, because they hold patents and so on, you know, slice the production and get countries that can do that slice of production become a part of these global production networks. That is how countries are taking people out of poverty. Look at Vietnam. You know, Vietnam and Sri Lanka exported $3.5 billion in 1994-95 as, you know, soon after Mr. Premadas's, you know, garment program had, you know, begun to show results. Today, last year we exported $12.5 billion and Vietnam exported $335 billion. It's going to close upon $400 billion. And if you've been to any of the large Vietnamese cities or even rural Vietnam, you'll see people coming out of poverty. You see it happen. You see it happen, right? Because of the integration with the global marketplace.
Speaking at the event, Dr. Harsha Da Silva also said that the inequality in information is hindering the ability of small-scale entrepreneurs to connect to the global market. He further pointed out that the integration of digital technologies more efficiently will mitigate the inequality of opportunity created due to a lack of information.
Where is the information asymmetry issue going to be addressed? So these are the issues that policymakers must ensure. You know, we can hand out things, sure, that's good in the short term. But unless you are able to remove the asymmetry in information in the small farmer or the small entrepreneur in the village and the big buyer, this will never happen. So information markets, you know, giving the right information to the people, give the information to the small guy, and she will or he will be able to make use of that. So those are the kinds of, like for instance, Aadhaar in India, how Aadhaar, the digitalization and the information sharing has created massive opportunities for small entrepreneurs to get bank loans. Everybody is saying, you said access to credit. We can't get credit because banks, it's not their money, it's depositors' money. You have to make sure that you get the money back. Not everybody is creditworthy as the other person. So how do you make sure that you are creditworthy? Even if I'm creditworthy, how do I show the bank I'm creditworthy? So how can you really practically do it is by ensuring that your electricity bill has been paid on time, etc., through digitalization. So these are the policies into the future that we have to consider.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Colombo Stock Exchange, in collaboration with the Global Reporting Initiative, developed the third version of the Sustainability Reporting Guide. It was ceremonially launched at the market opening bell ringing ceremony held at the trading floor of the CSE on Tuesday. Delivering the keynote address, Chairman, Securities and Exchange Commission Faisal Saleh said that sustainability reporting and disclosure have become a popular reporting type over the past 10 years. He emphasized that about 96% of the largest 500 companies by market cap had published sustainability reports in 2022, and the figure is up from 86% in 2018. The chairman added that the benefits of sustainability reporting will help companies gain a foothold in the future economy, and it will lead to new and improved products, services and business models. Chairman, Colombo Stock Exchange, Dilshan Veerasekara, speaking at the event, said the third version of the guidance document will foster sustainability reporting among the listed companies. CSE chairman added that embracing sustainability not only ensures responsible business practices but also drives long-term value creation. The Center of Poverty Analysis is set to host an insightful symposium titled Retrospect and Prospects on the Poverty Alleviation in an Era of Economic Crisis. The event, organized by the Center of Poverty Analysis, was held on the 29th and 30th of the last month.
The CPA said that the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ensuing economic crisis led to a substantial increase in poverty up to 26%. CPA also recognized the importance of understanding policies and processes that contributed to poverty reduction and identifying what caused the reversal of these gains. They said that this understanding is a crucial first step in formulating an effective strategy to tackle poverty in the future.
English language is an asset in this country. So not knowing English or lack of competency in the language blocks entrance into so many things, and one of it would be the job of their preference. So it's unfortunate, and we've been teaching compulsory English for so many decades now in our Downing schools and the other schools as well. But we are still talking about this as an issue that blocks entrance into the employment market. The private sector still wants people who are very competent in the language. Even the ones who are able to secure a job in the government sector without a lot of fluency in English, their career progression is also again inhibited by not knowing language, not knowing English, because most of the up-to-date knowledge and information is available in English and they are not able to access that.
Speaking at the event, former Governor of the Central Bank Indrajit Kumaraswamy said that populist politics and entrenched entitlement culture amongst the people have fed off each other, creating an unvirtuous cycle which resulted in the economic crisis.
You Sudanese have eaten the fruit before you planted the tree. And that really is what we did, and we have continued to do, really, until we've been given a very rude shock over the last 18 months or so. Why was our fiscal outcomes so difficult to manage? Because I think all of us are to blame. We blame the politicians, and I think they deserve to be blamed, fair amount. But all of us are also party to it, because we've had one, populist politics, and two, an entrenched entitlement culture amongst the people. And the two have fed off each other. It's been a non-virtuous cycle which has basically pulled us down and led to the regression that we've experienced over the last 75 years. I mean, this has been going on really almost from the beginning. And the budgetary operations, the unsustainable budgetary operations, were compounded by fiscal dominance in monetary policy. And there were two channels through which this fiscal dominance was exercised. One is the central bank's direct financing of the budget deficit, the deficit financing, or money printing in common parlance, which has been happening over and over again. And also, the technical term is financial repression, whereby the central bank has artificially kept interest rates down to serve the interests of the government of the day.
With that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Take care and good night.